Our top focus at this hour, the high-voltage drama. The Pakistan Supreme Court has taken another turn. The top court has called the delay in Punjab elections as unconstitutional. The earlier date of October 8th has been struck down, and now snap polls will be held on 14th of May in Punjab. The petition to review the dates was brought in by the opposition party, which is why this is being seen as a vindication for the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party.
It's a landmark judgment, and it buries the doctrine of necessity which was initiated about 7 decades earlier by the same Supreme Court. Today's Supreme Court stood by the Constitution, stood by the law. The letter and the spirit of the law demands that in 90 days, wherever the assembly is dissolved, then the elections have to take place.
It is being seen as a major setback for the ruling government. Islamabad had blamed the current economic crisis for delaying the polls to October and hence refused to release funds to conduct the elections. But that was not the only contention. The government had also taken an adverse position against the three-judge bench that pronounced the verdict. The bench includes the Chief Justice himself. The ruling coalition wanted the bench disbanded since a number of apex court judges had taken a public position against the Chief Justice. The government has been urging for a full bench with all the Supreme Court judges. Multiple pleas were issued, including some by the Attorney General, but the court replied with a straight no.
The law has also been amended. So in the light of the new amendments which have been made by the Parliament, there is going to be a right to file an appeal under the order made under 184(3). So in these circumstances, nothing is certain right now.
Look at the order and we will see that which enabling provision of the Constitution provided the powers to the Chief Justice to assume the role of the Chief Election Commissioner.
Before the verdict was laid out, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, a senior minister in the ruling alliance, had warned that Pakistan could face a serious crisis. This was if the top court did not constitute a larger bench. Now that the apex court has pronounced its verdict without reconstituting the bench, is another crisis awaiting the country. Coming from the foreign minister, this is a big warning. And remember, only the Punjab plea has been taken up as of now. Drama around the province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is yet to unfold, with the judiciary and the executive unable to find a meeting ground and financial crisis growing in the state. Could Bilawal Bhutto Zardari's statement become prophetic? Only the Pakistan military could answer that question. Let's talk more about this, and joining us now is our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik. Anas Malik, good to see you. What are some of the reactions that you have been able to gather from both sides after the Supreme Court issued its verdict?
Well, it's a mixed plate. It's a mixed set of reactions that we've seen coming out of here, the Supreme Court of Pakistan. This is the building where the verdict was announced, where what is believed that the supremacy of the Constitution was upheld and the doctrine of necessity was buried. That is buried for once and for good. That is what the highlight from this decision is, Eric. I spoke to PTI lawyers. They're jubilant, and rightly so, because it's their appeal that was paid a heed to by authorities and by the Supreme Court. But on the contrary, the PMLN lawyers that I spoke to, the PMLN officials that I spoke to, especially Barrister Mohsin Shahnawaz Ranja and Anusha Rahman, the former IT minister, they were of the opinion that the Chief Justice of Pakistan has now presumed the powers of the Election Commission of Pakistan as well, and they seemed a bit dicey when it came to the implementation of the verdict. There is a federal cabinet meeting that was to begin in 6 minutes ago, but we're yet to hear whether that has commenced or not. With that being said, I think with this mixed baggage or mixed plate of reactions, we would be expecting more and more drama to unfold with regards to the implementation of this verdict, because the government in the past, just as latest as this past Saturday, has said that it cannot, and repeatedly said that it cannot hold elections in two of the provinces or one of the provinces, and the rest of the country goes to elections at another time when the electoral term completes, because we have not seen such a precedent in the past, and therefore there is ill equipment on the part of the government. So lots of directions that have been given, but it remains, the onus is now totally on the government whether or not they get to implement the decision in letter and spirit, or whether they would be going in contempt, as what the PTI lawyers have been alluding towards. Eric?
Anas Malik, Pakistan has been waiting with bated breath for this verdict. What does this ruling mean for both Shehbaz Sharif and Imran Khan?
For Imran Khan, it's a victory, by all means. For Imran Khan, it's a victory for one very reason: he continues to be the most popular leader in the country as per latest surveys. So this is a shot in the arm for him. This would give him the popularity boost. This would give him that reaffirmation in the system as well, that that there is hope for justice being delivered to him through the judiciary or through the judicial process. For Shehbaz Sharif, it might, or for the ruling coalition, it would come as a point of disappointment for one very reason, because Article 224 and the resolutions of the Parliament were not paid a heed to by the judiciary. But broadly speaking, it's a catch-22 situation. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But both the sides would be claiming, one of the sides would be claiming victory, the other side would be claiming impartiality. But irrespective of that, the onus would now lie on the government to execute the decision done by this very top court, the Supreme Court of Pakistan. And in case if it fails to do so, then it would be going into contempt. And we've previously seen that when a contempt petition was done, a Prime Minister had to walk home, Yusuf Raza Gilani, in 2012. I'm sure Shehbaz Sharif would not want to be the one walking back home in contempt of court in case if he or his government does not abide by the orders of the Supreme Court. Eric?
Our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik, thank you. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.